Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the regularly scheduled Village Board meeting on June 13th, 2023. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lana, roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold.
Here.
Trustees Amos.
Here.
Brockman.
Here.
Carroll.
Here.
Chapman.
Here.
Luciano.
Here.
And Selfridge.
Here.
All right, we do have a quorum for this evening's meeting. Are there any citizens wishing to address the Village Board? Seeing none, we'll continue on. To this evening's consent agenda, item number 1 will be approval of the regular meeting minutes of May 23, 2023. Additionally, accounts payable in the amount of $856,162.98. Approval of the payment in the amount of $18,971.80 to Cornwell Engineering Group for the Lake Water Corrosion Study. Approval of a payment in the amount of $111,707 to Ron Turapelli for the 2 PW vehicles. Payment in the amount of $1,084,771.57 to PT Farrell for our 2023 MFT resurfacing project, and our annual payment of $10,000 to Flock Safety for 4 cameras. Are there any questions regarding the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion Luciano, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman. Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And Amos.
All right, consent's been approved. We will move into reports and communications. I don't have anything for this evening. Alana, was there anything that you had received for tonight's meeting?
No, sir.
Seeing none, we will move on to this evening's order of business. Item number 1 will be consideration for approval of the reappointment to the Citizens Advisory Committee for 2-year terms. Voting members as listed in the document. There are numerous reappointments through all the different sections from the Citizens Advisory Commission. This is Trustee Luciano's group, and I don't know if anything that you would like to add to that?
No, I would just like to mention the fact that I appreciate that we're able to have these people come back and be reappointed, as that they have been involved, over the years. There's a variety of the participation they have, from very active to just possibly communicating by emails. And these particular members here are the ones we use for meeting the Open Meetings Act requirements.
No questions? Take a motion for the reappointments.
I'll make a motion for the reappointment of the names listed in the what you just read.
Item 1 for,
Item 1.
I'll second.
motion Trustee Carroll, motion Trustee Luciano, second Trustee Carroll. Roll call, please.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, the reappointments have been made to Citizens Advisory. Item number 2, be consideration for approval of the appointments to the Citizens Advisory Committee for 2-year terms, known for their alternate voting members. There's 2 of them, so we will rattle them off real quick here. We have Tim Arenik representing Section 4 and Tom Hyde representing Section 6. And again, I'll go to Trustee Luciano, who's the head of the Citizens Advisory Committee.
These are positions that were never filled, were vacant since we started it. And these 2 new members volunteered to accept the positions. And again, this is something that has to come to the board for approval. So I'll make the motion for approval appointments to the Citizens Advisory Committee for 2-year terms. Alternate voting members Tim Oranek, Section 4, and Tom Hyde, Section 6.
I'll second.
Motioned Luciano, seconded Selfridge. Roll call, please.
Chapman.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
And Carroll.
Yes.
All right, item 2 has been approved. Item number 3, be consideration for approval of a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the State of Illinois acting by and through the Illinois Commerce Commission, Wisconsin Central, and the Village of Shorewood, and the State of Illinois Department of Transportation. With this, we will go to the Public Works Director, Noriega.
Thank you, Mayor. So the ICC and Wisconsin Central identified surface conditions and repairs needed at our Black Road Railroad crossing. The crossing includes, for this project, will include a new surface at the crossing itself, asphalt underlayment, and also improvements to the approaches. Now, the elevation of the roadway will not change. But as part of the ICC Grade Crossing Protection Fund, it is required that the stipulated agreement before you is executed by all parties, which would be, again, ICC with the state of Illinois, Wisconsin Central, and ourselves. Just note, financial burden for Shorewood on this project is $0. So we just have to assist with the coordination of that full closure when the work is going to be scheduled. We do not have a schedule from them yet. So staff is recommending the approval of the resolution authorizing execution of the agreement between the state of Illinois, ICC, Wisconsin Central, and the village for the Black Road Railroad Track Crossing Protection Project. Any questions?
So, Noria, will this be similar to what they did on Route 52? They'll create a full closure for about 7 to 10 days and replace the track measures through there.
Yes.
Obviously, as you mentioned, we will not be changing the elevation of that. That's going to be left alone for now, but they are responsible for redoing the track, the actual intersection part.
Correct.
Any additional questions?
I'll make a motion for the approval of a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between the state of Illinois, acting by and through the Illinois Commerce Commission, Wisconsin Central Limited, Village of Shorewood, and the state of Illinois Department of Transportation.
Second.
Motion Selfridge, second Carroll. Roll call, please.
Luciano.
Yes.
Selfridge.
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
And Chapman.
Yes.
All right, item number 3 has been approved. We move into item number 4, be consideration for approval of a proposal for the Village Hall elevator controller replacement in the amount of $19,800 from Otis Elevator. Public Works Director, Noriel Noriega.
Thank you, Mayor. So our elevator is, installed original with the building, constructed in 2007. Even so much as that our last preventive maintenance inspection that we had through Otis identified no issues with the elevator. The elevator is in good condition. This is a proactive replacement of the control board. The control board itself is now obsolete, and we cannot get parts for it. So staying proactive with the replacement, with the latest technology that they have, helps us avoid any unexpected issues with the control board and being in a position that the elevator is out of service for some time. So we are recommending that the village board approve the proposal from Otis for the controller upgrade for our village hall elevator totaling $19,800. Any questions?
Have we had any problems with the elevator thus far? Any instances of issues? If this elevator does have an issue, how long is the downtime before something could be replaced?
Depends on how long the parts take. With the upgrade, parts are readily available. With the old controller, it might take some time to actually schedule the retrofit of the new controller into the existing cabinet.
If it went out, how soon could you get a new controller? If the controller were to break, right? Instead of getting parts, just replace it at that point. What would that timetable be?
Honestly can't answer that. Depends on the availability of the contractor. Of course, we would push that it's an emergency and we need this for our public meeting, and it'd be depending on availability of this upgrade kit and then availability to be able to schedule the work accordingly. It's not something plug and play. They have to fit it.
I mean, I'd rather see us not have an elevator. Our village hall is used for numerous HOA meetings and community events as a whole, so I would rather see a proactive measure rather than us getting caught and having a problem, and then, especially with an unknown downtime. So, unless there's anybody else has any other questions or comments for Noriel?
I'll make a motion to approve proposal for the Village Hall elevator controller replacement in the amount of $19,800 from Otis Elevator Company.
I'll second.
Motion Luciano, second Amos. Roll call, please.
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos,
Yes.
Brockman,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
and Luciano.
Yes.
All right, item number 4 has been approved. Item number 5 would be consideration for approval of a resolution approving a site plan amendment to allow the construction of an outdoor patio in front of 913 Brook Forest Avenue in the village of Shorewood, County, Illinois. This location is Mad Hatchet Brewing. We're going to go to Trustee Brockman, and Ms. Engel will cover this. Just so everybody's aware, items 5 and 6 are going to be pretty similar, but we have to separate them due to two different businesses for they're both site plan amendments. So with that, Planning and Zoning Chair, Trustee Brockman.
Thank you, Mayor. If you want to discuss both at the same time, then we can, or you want to?
Might as well. We'll just
Okay.
we can just go through the dialogue since they're both the same item, but that we'll do two separate approvals.
Okay, Mad Hatchet came before our committee last week, asking for an outdoor patio in front of the brewery. And as you can see by the pictures, it's going to be approximately 9 feet by 40 feet with a 38-inch black metal fence surrounding it to keep everybody inside. It does come here with a 7-0 vote recommendation. Natalie, I'm sure you have something you would like to add.
Sure. Basically, they're going to be putting approximately 4 picnic tables in front of the business. They'll be right up against the wall. And then there will be a 48-inch pathway, which will provide sidewalk access throughout the building and also the ADA access to the brewery. Because it is an area where alcohol will be served, they'll have the fence around it. It'll be open at the gate area, but there'll be signs that say no alcohol beyond in accordance with our liquor license.
Similar type concept when we worked with Will County Brewing.
Did you get it through to them that they need to use those 2 doors in the middle?
Yes, yeah. So,
Okay.
and what we've recommended is that, not a good idea to have their people come out onto the sidewalk and then walk into the patio area. They should use the door that accesses it directly.
I think if this is successful, as I think, there's some more property area just south of the brewery itself too. They could add some more there too, so. But they're gonna keep it out of the parking lot totally.
Okay, very good.
In addition to that, Bedrock's longtime business came. If you want to take a look at the picture on that one, they have been using this during the pandemic. They want to extend it a little bit further, then make it a little larger, make it a little nicer. So this also comes with a 7-0 vote for approval and recommended to the village. So Natalie, you want to add anything about Bedrock?
Sure. I would guess the current patio area is about 26 feet by 40 feet long. If you recall, during the pandemic, they added a tent area just to the east of that. They'd like to make a patio that basically encompasses both areas. They said, it's got some wear, so they're going to replace it with a nice concrete patio that'll have a curb around it to add some protection. There will be a fence, and then along the curb, there will be some landscaping, and there will be some landscaping in the parking lot island. A couple of the parking spaces will stay. I think they'll eliminate one space and put an aisle there. There are gates to provide access in case of emergency on the east and west end adjacent to the building, but they'll expect their customers to go in and out via the
Their main
bedrocks,
entrance.
via the interior.
Do both businesses have owner approval at this point?
They do, yes. Before anybody submits, we always have the owner sign off on the application.
They did, okay.
Does anybody have any questions regarding items 5 or 6?
I have a question. The landscape plan for Bedrocks, those plants, do they have to follow this plan?
So we didn't have them do an official landscape plan done by a landscape architect. We thought it was a bit onerous for this situation. They've basically proposed to use boxwoods and then perennials like hostas and daylilies and lavender and stuff like that, but we don't have a specific landscape plan.
I'm trying to think long-term, if they're required to keep those plants between the curb and the fence, it's very hard to do.
It is, yes.
So they're probably going to die.
They're-
That's why I ask, is it required? Did they think that through?
I think they're required to have some type of landscaping. I think they had done some research because they were pretty excited about using boxwoods there, so I think they've thought they were salt tolerant. But you're right, that's gonna be hard in the
Because it
the
looks
winter.
very thin, like
It
you're.
is very thin, yeah.
That was my only concern, is then they'd be in violation. I don't know. That's,
Right. Do we want to make that clear in the ordinance, maybe that they don't have to have those plantings, that they just have to have a.
does everyone
an
understand what
area?
I'm saying on the south side of the fence? Just so they don't get in trouble, right?
Right.
They're in, they're off to the back there, so I mean, they're,
Why don't we leave it as some type of planting, and that way if they want to just put annuals, when it's easier to do in the summer, they can do that and not
Yeah.
necessarily have perennials. Is that a good compromise, you think?
I don't know how specific the site plan is. So I see the green area, that's fine. I'd look at those yellow plants in between the curb. You're looking at 1 foot. I just don't know if they'll ever keep plants alive there.
Right.
That was all.
There was also a question brought up about music, especially at Bedrocks, and I think by ordinance, it's supposed to shut off at 11. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
And no live music outside.
Okay. Okay, with that,
No what? What?
live music outside.
Or speakers? Is that
I'm not sure if speakers are allowed outside. I think
Not
there are
after-
speakers today, but
Not after
after
11.
a certain time?
Yeah,
Right.
not after,
Yeah.
I think it's 10 or 11, I don't remember the exact time, but there is a time that those have to be off on the exterior of the properties.
right, and windows have to be
11.
closed and things like that. And live music isn't allowed ever in a patio unless it's a special event and they have special permission.
Well, that was the problem that Bedrocks got into originally, was
Oh.
the speakers, okay. Leaving them on till 1 o'clock, you know.
That must be why they knew very clearly what the rules were when they were at the planning commission meeting and were asked.
So with that, if there's no other discussion, we can take a motion to approve item number 5.
okay, I make a motion to approve resolution approving a site plan amendment to allow construction of an outdoor patio in front of 913 Brook Forest Avenue, Village of Shorewood, Mad Hatchet Brewery.
I'll second it.
Motion Brockman, second Amos. Roll call, please.
Amos,
Yes.
Brockman. Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
Yes,
Luciano. And Selfridge.
Yes.
Item number 5 is approved. Item number 6.
Anything else on Bedrocks? If not, make a motion to approve a resolution approving a site plan amendment to allow the construction of an outdoor patio at 700 West Jefferson in the Village of Shorewood, Bedrocks at Shorewood Plaza.
I'll second that too.
Motion Brockman, second Amos. Roll call, please.
Brockman.
Yes.
Carroll.
Yes.
Chapman.
yes, as long as they use plastic plants.
Luciano.
Anything dying up in my neighborhood,
Luciano.
nothing.
Selfridge.
Yes.
And Amos.
Yes.
All right, item 6 has been approved as well. Item number 7 will be consideration for approval of an ordinance amending the collective bargaining agreement between the Village of Shorewood and the Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council. This item is up for a first read. Chief Arnold.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, a few years ago, the state of Illinois passed the Law Enforcement Worn Camera Act, that by 2025, all law enforcement officers must be wearing a body-worn camera while they're working. When that happened, the various labor councils were a little concerned about what we were going to do with that footage, specifically if we were going to use it just to look for violations that officers may make of our rules and regulations. So this is a very normal thing that has come up because of that. We were approached after we settled our contract and started using body cameras by our local FOP council about their concerns for the same thing. We met with our labor council about this, and we negotiated with the union and came up with the plan that you see in front of you. We never had any intent of just looking through the footage trying to find an officer doing something wrong. However, they agreed that if we do find something wrong, we would be able to provide coaching to that officer to correct their actions. And if it's something egregious, we would have to go further with that, and that's all part of the MOU that is before you right now. So it all worked out well. This is a normal thing that's happening with all labor councils across the state. We're in agreement with it, and we'd like to recommend that you approve this.
Anybody have any questions to the chief or the administrator regarding the MOU for the police department? Seeing none, we'll take a motion to approve the MOU.
Motion.
Motion to approve by trustee Chapman,
Yeah.
Second.
second Carroll. Waive the second read.
And waive the second read.
Roll call, please.
Carroll,
Yes.
Chapman,
Yes.
Luciano,
Yes,
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos,
Yes.
and Brockman.
Yes.
All right, the MOU is updated.
Thank you.
Thank you. From that, we'll move into our department reports. Building,
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report.
no problem. Community development,
Thank you. The next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be July 5th. We're hoping to talk about the library parking lot and the plat for that area. Their library is basically expanding their parking lot behind 700 Jefferson Street and using some of Micah's property. We're also hoping that we'll actually get to approve the final site plans for Phase 1, which is the first 5 buildings they'll be building. We're planning a discussion for the next committee of the whole meeting, so we'll be discussing some of the economic development stuff we're doing, and some of the department stuff, so if you have any ideas or suggestions, we'd be happy to hear that. We'll also talk about some potential text amendments that we're thinking about as well. We're working on the website. We're right now in the stage where they're importing all of the information from our website and all of the new information we've given them. We're going to take some time when that's done to make sure all of our forms are digital and can be submitted online and things like that. So pretty soon we'll be, essentially unveiling the website and showing it to you in its test phase. That's all I've got.
thank you. Finance,
Thank you. No report.
you. Parks,
Good evening. We'd like to thank everyone who attended Barbecue and Brews on Saturday, especially a special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Christopher Burke Engineering, as well as all the staff from our Public Works, Finance, and Police Department for helping to make this year a success. We had a great sunny day that brought out a good-sized crowd. They enjoyed beer from 8 different breweries, 6 different food trucks, and overall we saw about a $2,000 sales increase from last year. We look forward to having this again next year, so if anyone from the board has any thoughts or comments, please shoot me an email. Staff is having a wrap-up meeting next Thursday to discuss. As always, our Party in the Park continues this week. We are having our June movie night. We'll be showing Minions, The Rise of Gru. That'll start about dusk. Party in the Park starts at 6:30. DJ Leo will be playing. We'll have the Bounce House and our Artisan Market. And Saturday, June 24th, is our annual fishing derby. You can pre-register online, but it is not required. And then our boat regatta bash is coming up next month on July 8th. We are adding a movie and a band and some other fun stuff going on in addition to our usual cardboard boat regatta with the boat race. If you'd like some more information on that event or on how to sign up to be part of the cardboard boat race, please visit our website.
thank you. Police,
Just one thing, Mayor. Just want to thank Public Works for the added signage at the Saddle Road Bridge. It's been very helpful to us. There's more coming, I believe, but let the board know that, and since this all started as of yesterday morning, officers have been working really hard there enforcing the trucks, and have written 19 overweight tickets so far. Any questions?
you.
Thank you.
Do the overweight tickets, those go to adjudication, or is that?
No, they go
Okay.
to the regular court.
Chief, how many tickets?
19.
Thank you.
Public Works,
Thank you, Mayor. So besides, the signage that we were working on over at Sile Road, Public Works is also continuing right now a lot of our hazardous sidewalk replacements throughout the entire village. Our roadway crack sealing program is ongoing, and we continue to review opportunities for our curb and concrete replacements throughout the entire village. I want to take a quick moment and try to update a little bit on some of our ongoing projects. So our water main replacement on Amendage is continuing. We're approximately 80% complete. The water main is in service. All water services have been transferred. They are right now ongoing with curb replacement now for the, along the patch itself, and then they will be moving into the roadway patch itself probably by next week if the weather subsides. Landscaping will follow shortly after all of those restorations are completed. Our MFT resurfacing contract is continuing. It is one of our biggest resurfacing contracts for the village. We have over 5 miles, so if they're not working in one area, they are working in another. We did finish all of our concrete replacements as needed for both ADA sidewalks and all of our curb. They already started paving operations, and they're working their way north, from the north end of town, working their way south. I believe grinding operations hopefully will begin toward the end of this week over at Walnut Trails and the beach area, but we have not gotten a hard schedule from the contractor yet. River's Edge Park grading is almost done. They're probably around 70–80% complete. A lot of the earth moving is continuing in that southwest region of the park itself, while along the eastern and the north boundaries, they already started spreading topsoil. So they are moving forward with that project and should be completed very soon and on time. And then our forgotten project, the River Road Street Lighting Project. You've seen those cones on the foundations. No movement yet. However, we did get a hard delivery date of end of July. July 21st is when we're supposed to receive the street lights. So once that comes in, the contractor, give them a couple weeks, they'll schedule crews to start erecting the streetlights. Any questions?
Noriel, are we receiving the streetlights or is the contractor?
Contractor.
Anybody have any other questions for Noriel? All right. Administrator.
No report.
Yep. Move into our trustee comment section. With that, trustee Amos.
No comments, thank you.
Trustee Brockman.
Thank you, Mayor. Natalie most eloquently stole all my thunder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
Again?
Again. Maybe this should have went back to Mark. I seen sod going down today. We're still allowing sod to go in?
Yes. Yes, we are. The ban doesn't officially start until the 15th, so we're getting close. but-
15th of June?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, But we are allowing sod to go in.
And what,
And we're behind. So a lot of these new homes that went in, we're waiting on flat work, and then we've been struggling with this all season already, so probably gonna go be a little beyond June 15th. Aside from even the fall.
We'll let Noriel keep a close eye on
The water.
water and stuff of that nature to try to help get some of the builders caught up. But Noriel will monitor the water system and stuff of that nature.
okay. Other than that, no other comment.
Trustee Carroll.
No comment.
Trustee Chapman.
No report.
Luciano.
Citizen Advisory Committee is on break for the summer. Next meeting will be September 28th. As always, if anyone's interested in getting involved with the committee, they can contact myself or any of the members. The information is on the village website. Thank you.
Trustee Selfridge.
No report.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion Selfridge, second Luciano. Roll call, please.
Chapman?
Yes.
Luciano?
Yes.
Selfridge?
Yes.
Amos?
Yes.
Brockman?
Yes.
And Carroll.
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned.